Hey folks, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video from normal. I'm going to go through the games that I'm looking forward to for this year's Gen Con. I'm going to see how this goes. Um, this is basically based off of the Board Game Geek preview. I've gone through the majority of the games on the list and noted the ones that I wanted to take a look at the convention, and uh, I'm just going to sort of go through those real quick. Well, as quick as I can through 59 titles. And this is going to be in sorting of the thumbs, which is, I guess, popularity kind of. So the more popular to the least popular. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Um, this first one is the most, or at least it was the most thumbed up game when I checked a few minutes ago. This is Rock Hard by Devere. We can open this up here real quick. And in this game, you're essentially going to be your character is you're in a band, right? And it's sort of that dynamic of your life as a band member. So um, I did recently watch the review. I think it was the Dice Tower that had a review on it, or maybe it was another uh, reviewer that had a review on it. But basically, you still have a normal job, so that's how you make your money. Then you do your band things, and then you have like the after hours stuff. Uh, Probably going to try to pick up a copy of this. I'm not sure how many are going to be there. Um, if any at all. It says August 2024, but I'm pretty sure this is being released at Gen Con. The next one is Galactic Cruise. This just looked interesting to me. I'm trying to find some decent pictures here. Um, don't really know a ton about it, but like I said, it looked interesting. I like the space theme. Um, it looks sort of like maybe a worker placement style game. Well, I guess we can go back here. Galactic Cruise. Oh, you're on like a cruise ship, a space cruise ship type thing. Yep, worker placement. Place a worker to take two actions in the ever expanding network, etc., etc., etc. So it looks like a fun little worker placement game. It was getting highly thumbed up. This one will not be for purchase there, though. It says 2025. So you'll be able to demo it, and it's coming out at the start of the year, basically. And then we have Tir na Nog. This one also looked interesting to me. This is a kind of a hand management style game, so you're going to be uh, have a hand of cards and be playing cards and whatnot. Let's see if we have some other pictures here. You sort of, if I recall correctly, you're going to be putting your pieces, your workers or whatever they're called, sort of like between the two cards, right? So you'll see like this purple is between this card and this card, and then on your turn, if either of these cards are still there, you get to pick which one of those cards you want to pull into your hand. But play order, these cards may be gone, et cetera, et cetera. So it had some interesting mechanics that I think were going to be interesting to me at least. Let's see what it says here. If there's any more, yeah, from your hand, you add them to your tableau. Into 5 rounds, so it's probably not going to last too terribly long. Yeah, Tir na Nog. It looks interesting. This is by Grand Gamers Guild. Next one up here is Cities. This is another one by Devere, same as Rock Hard above. This is you're essentially building cities here on your little board. Everybody has their board. They're sort of trying to build a little metropolis and score points and whatnot. So I'm assuming you're throwing out your workers. Let's see, city building game, action and resource draft mechanisms, 8 rounds. Yep, use your workers to collect a scoring card, a city tile, 1 to 2 feature tiles, 2 to 4 building pieces. So, um, looked interesting. I'm Devere Games has really grabbed my attention lately, so I'm looking to see uh, what this is all about. It has a low weight rating too, so it might be fairly easy to get into. So Tir na Nog will definitely be there July 24th, so it released yesterday. Um, and then Cities, I think, is already out as well. So those both should be there. Now, what quantities they'll be there, I don't know. Hopefully, a decent amount. Then we have Sea Dragons. This has been out for a while. This came out last year, but I think it came out at Essen last year. And so this is going to be first time at Gen Con, but you're playing Sea Dragons. You're trying to sink ships to score points. So it seems like an interesting game to me. Um, it's not that complex. 2 to 5 players. Looks like it has pretty good board table presence at least. Like, look at this. That's pretty cool looking. All those pieces, just waiting for the table to be flipped. All right, so that's Sea Dragons. That'll be there for sure. Um, even though it doesn't release until the middle of August. Uh, well, even though it's already out, maybe it's first time in America. Maybe. 38 bucks, not bad. Then we have Comic Hunters. I am excited about this. Um, Spin Master. So will be there, $25. This is a must-have for me. You're essentially collecting comic books in this game. Um, but what is amazing about it is here. This is a good picture. They actually have gotten the permission or the rights or whatever you want to call it. These are the actual comic covers from these issues, and these are on the cards. So this whole game is nothing but actual real comic book covers from back in the day that you're trying to collect and manage your collection. Let's see if we can find another picture here of some good. Let's see what these look like. Yeah, see, like these are the actual covers of these issues. So that's what that's one of the reasons I'm really excited about this is they were able to get the rights from Marvel to get all this. And you're essentially it's divided into 3 rounds. You go to different locations trying to purchase the comic book cards. Um, you expand your collection. I'm assuming there's some sort of way to score points based on like set collection, probably is what it's going to be similar to. Um, but yeah, this is a must-have for me. I have to grab this for sure. Then we have the new Undaunted. This will be out like a week after, or no, this is going to be a whole month after. It says the MSRP there, but I don't know if they'll be selling it or not. But this is so the previous Undaunted games were all basically World War II. This is now a future space theme 2200. Um, that's kind of a bad picture to look at. Let's see if we can find. There's a picture of some of the components of the different units. So it's basically the Undaunted system, but it's got a space theme on it, and it's not um, the made up, so to speak, setting and whatnot, fantasy, science fiction, whatever you want to call it, is standalone. I don't know if there's any new mechanics or things of that nature for this. 2 or 4 player or solo modes, but That is Undaunted. So I'm going to be checking that out. Probably not going to get it, but uh, we'll check it out for sure. Luthier. This is from Paverson Games. This is actually on Kickstarter right now. I've not backed it yet, but I'm inching in that direction. Not out until basically end of the first half of next year. It will be there in a demo form, but basically in this game you are sort of organizing an orchestra, I believe. Uh, no, you are. That's right. You are crafting instruments for um, musicians, and so there's a lot of music theory in here. Different instruments to craft, how they work together. Um, very worker placement-y, I think. Let's look here. Player chooses unlocking specialized worker abilities. Yep, yep. So it is worker placement. Um, Powerson Games did Distilled, and that's a good game. So I'll probably end up backing this, but we'll see. It's going to be at Gen Con in a demo form. Looking forward to checking that out. Then we have Rebel Princess Deluxe Edition. So this is sort of based on Hearts, a trick-taking game. Um, it will be there for sale at Gen Con. Look at some of the artwork here on the cards. So similar, it plays similar to Hearts from what I understand. With fairy tale princesses, etc. Takes place over 5 rounds. Um, two new, oh, compared to the original edition. So this is the deluxe edition. You get 2 new princesses and 6 new round cards. The cards are upgraded. The round cards are upgraded as well. Tweaks to the rules and whatnot. New Rebel of the Ball mechanism to allow players to catch up if they fall too far behind. So that's good. So it is trick taking, obviously, since it's based off Hearts. Player with the highest number of the suit that started the trick takes all the cards of the trick. That's necessarily good, as players want to avoid taking cards with Prince Charmings. So you only want the princess cards. You don't want the Prince Charming cards. Um, at least that's what this says. Always looking for little card games like that. This is done by Bezier Games. 3 to 6 players should be there. They have a price listed, so that usually means it's going to be there for sale. And hopefully they brought enough copies. Slay the Spire, definitely going to be checking this out. This will be there. This is the price for the collector's edition, $170. Um, I'm actually going to be picking up a copy of this from a friend. I was going to buy this there, but I am going to get my friend's copy so I don't have to get it there. But I'm definitely going to go check it out. This is based off the video game of the same name, Slay the Spire. You're essentially going into a dungeon. Let's see if I can find a good picture. Not a dungeon. I guess this is kind of it. So you have this sort of track. You as a party, and you, however many players, plays up to 4, and you sort of make decisions on which path you're going to take. If it's a question mark, you're going to have an encounter, where you flip a card, you get different options. If it's a little monster symbol, you're going to have a fight. Monsters are going to come out here beside the players, and you're going to fight your rows of monsters. You don't have to fight your particular row, but that the monsters in your row are going to only attack you. Um, and it's sort of a campaign style. So, like, this is Act 1. You go all the way through here, um, choosing your path, fighting the boss, and then you get loot. So this is actually a deck builder, similar to Clank. You're going to have a deck of cards, and like when you do a combat, you're going to draw 5 cards, and you're going to play those cards, and you're going to do damage, give yourself shields to block incoming damage, do special things, etc. You kill all your enemies. You almost always get a new card that you can immediately put into your deck, and then you have a new ability. Some of these places that you can visit on this the adventure path here will allow you to upgrade your cards that you already have. They are double-sided, so you can just remove them from the sleeve, flip them over, boom, you have your upgraded card. Um, it seems like a very slick system. I have not played the video game, but I'm very intrigued by this and definitely looking forward to getting that copy from my friend. And that is Slay the Spire. Then we have Pirates of Maracaibo. This is from Capstone Games. Doesn't release until quarter 3, but there is a list. There's a price listed here, so they might have it available in limited quantities. But this is you're sort of it's a pirate theme, so you're going out and let's see what does it say here. 3 rounds, sail the Caribbean, hire a crew, ally with other ships, explore the shore, etc., etc., etc. So it's sort of like maybe an exploration adventure type game. Um, take a look at a couple of the pictures here. So this is, I don't know if that's the main board or, yes it is. Let's back up one. Let's see if there's another picture. Yeah, it's the main board. Well, part of the main board, I guess. And then you have all the exploration out here in the sea. You're sailing your vessels. Looks like there's a lot going on. Cubes to track all kinds of different things. Looks very interesting to me. 40 to 100 minutes, 1 to 4 players. It's not super complex. A little over 2.5. Let's see what this picture. Yeah, so I'm assuming these are your galleons or your ships. You can upgrade various things. Looks interesting. Middle Ages. So this is another little card game, based off of another game, I think, or it's a re-implementation maybe. Let's see here, alternate names. No, it's not alternate names. There's usually something here that says like re-implemented or re-implements Majesty for the Realm. It's up here. Re-implements Majesty for the Realm. So that's the old game. Um, not, did I say card game? This isn't a card game. The production quality looks very, very well done. Um, let's see what this says here. Explore essence through 8 distinct tiles. Each tile features its own scoring system. It's just kind of like, I guess, a worker, maybe not a worker placement, but I'm not sure what to categorize it as, but it looks interesting. If I can find another. Those meeples or those wooden pieces look great. Tiles look very well done too. Looking forward to checking that out. Middle Ages. That'll be there. It came out yesterday as well. $35. New expansion for Clank Catacombs will be there in limited quantities. I think they said they have 50 copies a day. Maybe that was another game that said they were going to have 50 copies a day. They said, no, yeah, I think they just said limited quantities for this. This is, again, the new expansion for Clank Catacombs, so there's not even any pictures of it yet. You're getting at more tiles. There was a couple more different meeples, enemy-type meeples that look like they're in the other pictures that I've seen. Oh yeah, the Sphinx, Medusa, and the living statues. So more cards, more tiles, etc. This will, yeah, releases in quarter 3. It actually goes up for pre-order. It went up for pre-order today, and you can maybe possibly get a copy of it at Gen Con if you're quick, and get there first thing at one of the days. They'll probably have a limited, 50 to 100 copies per day, and those are going to go really quick. We have Voidfall. I'll probably swing by, check this out. I've already played this once, Mindclash Games. This is a very sort of like a cross, I guess, between Twilight Imperium and Eclipse, maybe. with resource management. It's a space game, so you're you know managing resources. You can play it cooperatively, so it's a little different from those other two games in that four people can play cooperatively where you're playing against the board. It is a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to pick up a copy or not, but I'm definitely going to stop by and check it out and see. I played the Super Duper Deluxe copy, so that's the copy I would buy if I'm going to buy it. If they don't have it there, then I'm probably not going to buy it, but I might not buy it anyways. Um, but it is his weight is accurate. It is a very heavy game. There's a lot going on. We played. Is that playtime accurate? That's 4 hours. Yeah, yeah. We played for 4 or 5 hours, I think. Might have went a little longer than that. Might have been 6. Uh, but it was fun. It is very heavy Euro. Then we have Video Game Champion. Also looking forward to this one. October release date, but they do have a price here, so they might have limited copies at Gen Con. This is, if you grew up in the 90s and maybe the late 80s, this is going to be right up your alley. Let me see if I can find some better pictures here. Here we go, cards. So it's not licensed, but you're going to get the idea about what games they're representing here. You are nostalgic setting of the 90s, 16-bit gaming. So this is your Super Nintendo and your Sega Genesis. Um, strategically selecting chips from an action grid. Um, it looks interesting. It's 90s video game, so it kind of piqued my interest. Definitely going to be checking it out at Gen Con. Then we have Dead Cells, the roguelite board game demo, because it doesn't release until the end of the year. Demos will be available in the ICC in room 142. This is the whole idea of a rogue style game. So it's a dungeon crawler that offers a cooperative roguelite experience. Inspired by Metroidvania genre. So this is a combination of Metroid and Castlevania. Plays around 45 minutes. Let's see if we can kind of get a... Can't really judge too much off of that picture. But I'm interested in the whole idea of a roguelite style game, so I'll be checking it out. Maybe play a demo or two of it, or at least watch it played. In the footsteps of Mary Curie, big fan of science games I am, and this is basically in this game you're sort of working through, I guess, well, in the footsteps of. So you're basically going through the processes of what she did to get her Nobel Prize. I think this is. Sorry, we are French. Yeah, they're the ones who did one of the two Darwin games. That's sort of what piqued my interest into this as well. Let's see if we can look at a picture or two here. So there's maybe the main board. We've got player boards here, different your different chemistry sets and beakers and flasks and Erlenmeyer, Erlenmeyer flask. I don't see Bunsen burner anywhere there though. But I'm looking forward to that. I don't think this is going to be out now. It's demo. It comes out in September, but I definitely want to check this out. Then we have Lure. It's a fishing game. Players bid dice and roll them to try and catch fish. If you bid less, you go first. Again, there's a price here, but it doesn't come out until September, October. Who knows if it'll be there I would imagine if there's a price, then it'll be there. But it looks like just a quick little game where you're rolling different dice, maybe bidding on fish, probably kind of. Um, I don't know. It. I enjoy fishing, so when I see something like this, I'm definitely uh, interested. Then we have the Ultimate Edition of Innovation. They'll just be there for demo because it doesn't come out until the end of the year. Um, this is just a beefed up version of Innovation. They don't have any pictures here. You're basically guiding civilization with inventions from the Stone Age through the modern era. So it's sort of like a Civ building uh, type game, but you're not necessarily like building the civilization. You're just sort of uh, upgrading the civilization, I guess I should say. Wandering Galaxy, this is the next Crossroad Games. This is just got off a Kickstarter. It was successful. It just finished. This is by Plaid Hat Games. The next game in the Crossroads system. I'm not going to flip into it because it looks more of the same of the last two games, Forgotten Waters and Freelancers, which is good because both of those are good. So this is just looks like more of that. Looking forward to this. I did Kickstarter it. Uh, can't wait to get it. Then we have the Evolved edition of March of the Ants. I actually have this game, but I have not played it yet, or the first edition. I don't have this specific one, but this is basically a 4X game where you are a colony of ants. You can customize your ants based off of like the head, the thorax, um, and whatever the third section is called. I can't remember at the moment. Um, it's gonna be there for demo. It doesn't come out until end of second uh, end of the first half of next year. Then we have The Gang. This is a card game that involves Texas Hold'em. I'm actually really excited about this. Came out this month, $15, 3 to 6 players. In this game, it's cooperative, but it's Texas Hold'em cooperative. So everybody's going to have, you're going to get your 2 hole cards, and then there's going to be poker chips with 1, 2, whatever the number of players are. So there'll be a 1 pip chip, a 2 pip chip, a 3 pip chip, etc. And then you decide what you feel the strength of your hand is, and you'll take that chip. And then somebody can take that chip from you, or they can pick one of the other chips. And then you'll deal the flop. And then same thing. There'll be another set of chips that go out, and you decide, okay, well maybe my hand got better, maybe my hand got worse. Um, and then you do that through the river, and then through the turn, and then the river. Um, After the river, you have a final set of chips. Those chips are the only ones that matter. Um, and then again, this is a cooperative game, so once everybody just picks their last chip, again, those are the ones you care about. So you flip them over, starting with the 1, check that person's hand, and then the player who picked chip number 2 should have a hand that can beat that first player's hand. And then if you are all successful, then you successfully complete 1 round. You have to have 3 successful rounds to win, or if you have 3 failures, you will lose as a group. So it seems like a game that's going to actually teach players not necessarily how to play Texas Hold'em, because you have to know the hands, and you have to know the rankings of the hands. What this game is going to teach you how to do is to judge the strength of your hand. And I think it's going to be very good at that without being in a confrontational setting where you're playing against other players. So you can play cooperatively, excuse me, cooperatively, and you don't have a ton of pressure to you keep losing because somebody else already knows that the different hand strengths, and they're just crushing you. See, in this one, they can sort of help you out a little bit. They can't see your hand, but after you reveal and like maybe you failed, they could look and say, okay, well, Here you had an ace five, and that's um, not a great hand, but it's not the worst hand you could have. So etc. Or you've got uh, you've got a flush draw or a gut shot straight draw. Like you're the stuff you might not look at when you're looking between your hole cards and the flop, etc. And like how that increases. Like yeah, you don't have a hand, but the odds of you getting another club to hit your club flush are pretty high because there's a lot of clubs in the deck. Like it's that type of stuff. I think it's going to be really good at teaching that, teaching you to uh, ascertain the strength of your hand. So definitely going to be picking this up. Definitely want to play this. Skyrise. This is from Roxley. This is already released. Collector's edition will be there for $95. The premium collector's edition will be there for $125. Um, I'm assuming that just means tons of plastic. But yeah, this has got to be the premium edition. Look at that. Premium edition all the way. Big Skyrise, plastic pieces. Here we go. I mean, these are the wooden pieces. The plastic has got to be the super premium. You're building a Skyrise, so interactive story of growing cityscape, hard decisions, scarce resources, etc., etc., etc. Looking forward to checking this out. Might pick it up. Might try to demo it first before I do that. Then we have Doggerland. This is $80. Doesn't release until the end of August, but again, it might be there since there's a price listed. This is a hunt for resources, migrate to new lands. So you're playing like an early human clan or group of, you know, little community. You're trying to expand, survive, etc. Uh, you're going to be uh, putting. I don't know if those are workers or not. Let's see if it says what kind of program your actions, then carry them out. So I'm assuming you can sort of mess each other over in some fashion, depending on the order that everything activates. You're going to be putting out. I'm assuming these are communities or tents or whatever, hunting for things. It just sounded like an interesting game. 6 to 8 seasons, claim up the most points wins. 1 to 4, up to 2 hours of playtime. Somewhat complex. We'll see. Then we have Layers. This is a 2-player game. A demo because it does not come out until the second half of next year. But you're going to be building dungeons and exploring your rival's creation. So don't even have any pictures, but that there is enough to get me interested. I love the idea of building a dungeon and then having an opponent or somebody else, try to navigate it and see where they get stuck or, you know, costing them points or gaining points for this, that, and the other thing. So I'm looking forward to checking this out, learning more about it. Then we have the next expansion for Dead Reckoning, Port of Call. It's going to be there for demo. This goes up on Kickstarter, I think on the 29th, July 29th. Sounds about right. This is just going to be more cards. Now let's see what else if it says other things in here. New ships and crew, different firepower, new achievements. So this is going to add another new rules, etc. Expansion 4, so this is the next one in the story, so to speak, that you keep kind of playing through that campaign. Definitely looking at checking it out. Defenders of the Realm, Legends Edition, again, that'll be there for demo. It's coming out in August, but apparently it's not going to be there to be sold. So this is basically a reimagining of the original Defenders of the Realm. Um, I mean, there's not much to say about it. That's what it is, just a reimagining of it with the updated rules and such, I believe. The original Defenders of the Realm got redone at one point for Defenders of the Last Stand. So if you know that game, it's similar to that. It's just the original version. So 6 unique heroes, unique decks, and et cetera, et cetera. Trying to save the cities, or you're defending like the central area, that type of thing. Then we have Trio. This is another card game, 3 to 6 players. Been out since last November, but I think this is the first time this one came to America as well. $15. Um, reveal anyone's lowest or highest card and keep going until they're 3 of a kind. Not sure exactly how this plays, but it's a sort of some sort of trick-taking game, I believe. Um, here's kind of a picture of the cards. There's 3 of each, 1 through 12. Um, it just seems like a fun little quick game to play. Wrath of Fire Mountain. Claim territory with cavemen, hatch dinosaur eggs, and appease the volcano. Releases day 1 of Gen Con. So I'm assuming they're going to have a decent amount of copies of this game there. There's your little volcano. Your play area here, play board. Each turn you roll the dice Yahtzee style, then take actions with the dice results. For each volcano, place one of your cave people, etc., etc., etc. So it's going to be a dice chucking, good dice chucking fun. Probably pick a copy of this up as well because I like that type of stuff. Rolling dice, putting your pieces out. Yeah, fun all around. We have the expansion for Planet Unknown. I have not gotten a copy of Planet Unknown yet, but I do want to check it out for sure. Maybe pick up a copy of the base game at Gen Con. But this is the expansion for Planet Unknown. Then we have Ziggurat. This is a family-friendly legacy story game with 6 surprise-filled chapters. They had me at Legacy, even if it's family. I'm interested. September 1. I don't think it's going to be there to sell though, or on sale. But very unique 3D board. Again, they're advertising this as family, so it's probably not going to be super complex, and probably not unfolding over 6 chapters. So it's probably going to be a really quick campaign style game. But I'm still interested in it. Legacy, Matt Leacock and Rob Davio. You can't go wrong there. Then we have España, 1936. I think this is a reprint since it says it came out in 2007, but then it was released in April. So a historical simulation of the whole Spanish Civil War. Again, this is by Devere Games. Again, very interested in them lately. So card playing, moving pieces around the board. What we got here? Look at there, right there. That's the spot. That one right there. Yeah, it looks fun and interesting. Counter sheets to punch out. Bag o' dice, card bricks. Yeah, it looks interesting. And it is 2 players. Basically 2.5 hours. And or no, that's gonna be 3 hours. I was hard doing math there for a minute. Definitely interested in this. I don't think this is going to sell very. Well, it's not going to sell out because of the type of game it is, but I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Then we have the expansion for Expeditions, Gears of Corruption. I already have this. Um, I probably just need to remove it from my list, to be honest, since I already have it. And I've already opened it up and looked through it. So, um, yeah, I'm going to pull that off the list. Uh, Natira, the new beginning. Sentient animal tribes explore and take control of a post-humanity world. It can be demoed during events, ticketed events, I'm assuming. But it looks interesting, sort of a worker placement, cute little meeples, putting them out on the board, doing different things. Very interested. Look at little beavers with the hard hats on, construction workers. How can you go wrong with that? Uh, so basically just worker placement. 150 basic and advanced exploration cards, discoveries, improvement science, etc. 1 to 4 players, best with 3, but I mean, you can't really go on that. 2 hours, somewhat complex. So I think this is going to be a good game when it does release. And it just says 2024. Um, there's no, usually they'll have a date here. I wonder if this is going to be released at Gen Con as a surprise. I wouldn't put it past them. And this flock together, especially since there's a price. $84. Level up your teammates and fight off predators before the final season begins. Flock together. 1 to 5. Let's see if we can get a decent picture. That's a pretty cool meeple. The windmill with the chicken on top there. With the top, is that a top hat on that chicken? Man. It's a player board. Ooh, spiral brown. So you probably like upgrade or that looks really well done. I like those pieces. Yeah, this looks interesting. Beautifully immersive cooperative experience for 1 to 5 players. During the game, each player takes on a role of unique chicken with asymmetric abilities and work together to drive off the invading predators before the third season begins. Selecting 2 of their 8 available actions. This seems like a pretty fun game. So looking forward to that. Hopefully that's there. I will pick it up for $84. Again, it says release date 2024. Usually there's some sort of quarter or month there, and there's no date there. Hopefully this is a surprise release at Gen Con. Perseverance, this is episodes 3 and 4. I did back this. I do not have episodes 1 and 2, but during this Kickstarter or GameFound, whatever it was, for the episodes 3 and 4, I got the other 2 as well. So I'll probably stop by and go through a little demo of it. This is um, episodes, I think, I don't know if they're doing a 5 and 6 or 3 and 4 yet. But you're essentially episode 1, you're shipwrecked, and episode 1's all about like building your base up on the beachfront, and then episode 2 is going inland and gathering resources and trying to expand inland, and then we're not sure what 3 and 4, or well, we do, but you could go look at the Kickstarter and GameFound for it. But um, it's sort of that, like the game plays like you play episode 1, and then you acquire all your stuff, and I'm pretty sure that stuff rolls over to episode 2. So it's sort of a campaign style game. You're kind of competing for points, um, you know, area influence, tile placement, but each episode plays differently in sort of what you're trying to do. Um, Mind Clash games. So uh, again, I like their stuff. Horror on the Orient Express, the board game. I did back this. This was on Kickstarter not too long ago. Going to be a full year before it comes out, but it'll be there for demos. Again, you're on a train. You're trying to. It's a cooperative game, so you're as a team trying to figure out who is the cultist. And I think there is a trader mechanic where one of the players can be a cultist, but you're also interviewing like NPCs there, trying to figure out who's who and whatnot. This looks like a lot of fun. Again, it's going to not be out for a whole year, but hopefully we can check out more info about it. Sandbag. This is a trick-taking game where Trump can change during a trick. Again, trick-taking game, so I was interested in it. Um, avoiding tricks, manipulating Trump, reconfiguring your hand of cards. Um, there's a picture of the cards. Interesting. But, you know, for $15, again, it's already released. I'll definitely probably check it out and see, learn a little bit more about it, but I'll probably end up picking a copy up. Then we have the Merchants of Dark Road expansion, Secret Villages. That'll be there for demo. It comes out at the end of the year. More travel locations, extra various content. I enjoyed this game. I've only played it once, but I did enjoy it when I played it, so I'm probably going to look for its um, to check out the demo. I'm definitely going to back it. I don't think it's on Kickstarter yet, um, or maybe it was. Maybe it was already on Kickstarter. I don't recall. Ascendancy, again, demo. This comes out next month / September. This was a Kickstarter, 480 minutes. I did not back this, and I kind of regret it a little bit. Um, it just looks good. I don't really know a lot about it, but it just looks good. Ultimate worker placement meets 4X strategy. Um, that is a sentence that's doing a lot of heavy lifting, and it's got to meet that heavy lifting. So here you can see a board with stuff I guess tiles you can go and explore. Man, it just looks really heavy, and it looks like I'd like 3.73. It's not overly heavy, but man, it just looks it just looks. There's another picture of the board. Different tiles you can explore that come out. Man, yeah, definitely going to be checking out the demo. Maybe they'll have copies there for sale. I don't know. With that release dates, I wouldn't put it past them to have airdropped a bunch of copies that they could bring to Gen. Not a bunch of copies, but like, I don't know, 100, 150 copies to Gen Con. Then we have Star Realms: Rise of the Empire. This is the legacy campaign game set in the Star Realms world. I have not played Star Realms, but again, legacy. But it's only 2 players. So 2 players, $60. Doesn't release until the end of the year. Again, price is there, so it might, surprise release, or they might have limited copies. 12 legacy scenarios, 9 sticker sheets, starting decks for 2 players. So it's a deck building game. You're playing against another player. 2 players featuring 3 different brand new factions, 8+ legacy component envelopes, narrative campaign for 2 players, competitive and cooperative mode. It plays on its own or combined with any of the other Star Realm sets. That's interesting. All new 60 card trade deck featuring new mechanics like when acquired abilities, market campaign board, full color rulebook. Man, you can't go wrong with a full color rulebook. Again, Legacy, gotta check it out. Don't click on stuff. Next one, Box Top Pinball Haunted House. This looks fun. Demo September 2024. This looks like a dexterity dice flicking style game where you're going to be like flicking dice off the top of this box down onto this and here to score points. See if I can get a better view of the playboard there. There we go. That's a good picture. So I think you flick dice off the top of this. It tumbles down. This is supposed to be sort of like a pinball field where you're going to score points. Like, oh, you get over here, so it's ×2, whatever that type of thing. It seems like fun. I like pinball games, so definitely going to be checking it out as a demo. Pandasaurus Games. Yeah, flick your dice off the cardboard bumpers, take out monsters. New version of Horrified World of Monsters. This is actually already out, even though it doesn't release until day one of Gen Con. Target is already selling this. It's just the another version of Horrified, which does have Cthulhu and some other monsters. So it's not purely Cthulhu themed, but it is that type or style of monster. Other than that, it's just Horrified. Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters Anniversary Edition. Released this month. There's no sale price here, but it will be there to pick up. Um, let's see. Kind of looks similar. I don't know what they're changing. Does it say what was changed? That's the standard stuff. Now includes 2 ways to play: cooperative mode, all players work together to win, or headhunter mode, brand new one versus all mode, where one player controls the ghosts. That's cool. Against up to 4 other players, so you can play 5. That's cool. That is cool. That might be worth picking this up just for that mode. Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. This is a very tough game in and of itself. Then we have Escape from New York. Pendragon Game Studio, already released. Find the President, then escape the prison that is New York. Big fan of the movies. Big fan of Kurt Russell. Definitely going to pick this game up. If it's as good as the Big Trouble in Little China game, I'm excited for it. Yeah. Ooh, and it's got the pictures, stills from the movie. That's cool. Usually I don't like that type of stuff, but in these types of games, like these cult classic games like this, I love that. No price though. Sushi Go 10th Anniversary Edition releases Gen Con, $30. Base game, numbered limited edition with a box containing a sushi boat leader marker, wasabi scoring markers, and 4 packs of dessert cards that can be used instead of the usual strawberry pudding. So nothing too crazy, just some little bonus extras. I don't know if it's worth $30, but I'll give it. I'll check it out. Burn the Fort, an anti-colonial game of indigenous resistance, does not come out. Or no, it is out already. Get some pictures here. It just sounded interesting. Burn the Fort. So I'm assuming prevent their wagons from bringing supplies to the fort. Okay, so you're playing sort of like the Native Americans trying to fight off the, well, let's be real, fight off the white people from taking over your land. Players take turns gathering, playing cards, trading battle. Everyone starts the game in an alliance. Alliances can be broken. Oh, so you're working together, semi-cooperative. This is interesting. Are there any other pictures of this? What, who? Okay, game designer, yes, but do we really need a picture? Let's look at this. There's your, probably your characters you can play there. The generals. Not really of the board set. Well, they're kind of. Okay, so that looks like the board. This the pass the wagons are taking to the fort. Okay, so this is sort of like a tower defense, I'm guessing. Interesting. Yeah, is that out? Yeah, it's already, says it's out. I'll check this out for sure. Robo Rally 30th Anniversary Edition, $120, comes out in August. It's going to be there for sure. Well, not for sure, but almost positive it'll be there. I've never played Robo Rally. I've heard good things about the old Robo Rally, so I this might be one I would look into. However, I don't know if I have. I don't know if I added it to my list here, but there is a Transformers version of Robo Rally, which I would probably be much more interested in. I think Robo Rally was the game that they did a Transformers version of that's coming out either at Gen Con or shortly after Gen Con. Robo Rally is all about pre-programmed movement. You have robots, you're fighting your opponents, and you pre-program your movement, and then everybody sort of moves at once, and you see if how well your movement and actions went. Heroescape Master Set, Age of Annihilation. All the Heroescape stuff is going to be there for sale at Gen Con. So the $125 is the unpainted. If you want the painted, it is $225 for this master set. I think they're doing a really good job with this. Um, all of the Wave 1 stuff is going to be there at Gen Con, including, let's see, there was the master set, there was a terrain pack plus army set, and then there was just a terrain pack, I think. There's three or four. I can't remember if there was a fourth one or not. But this is going to be there. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up or not. I already have a ton of Heroescape stuff, but it's new and shiny. So 2 to 2 players. I mean, you can play way more players than that in Heroescape, but um, yeah, this I'm going to want really bad, and I'm probably going to wait until Saturday to get it in the hopes that they might sell out. I don't think they're going to because I'm not getting the unpainted version. I would have to get the painted version, and I doubt there's going to be a ton of people that are going to pay $225 for that. Age Contrived expansion for Age Contrived Folklore and Pilgrimage going to be there for demo. 2 new not factions, 2 new characters, I guess, or gods. You basically are playing gods. You're trying to get people to worship you. Um, I played Age Contrived once. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. Gonna be This is coming to Kickstarter, I think, soon. Definitely going to be backing it when it comes out. Uh, the production quality of this game is phenomenal. Really, really good. The base game, at least, Age Contrived. Stellar Drift, Pull and Write. So, a pull and write game about repairing your broken spaceship. Does not release until September. However, there's a price here, so they might have a couple copies to sell. Um, you're repairing a broken spaceship. You're captain of your own spaceship. Um, you draw random color cubes from a central bag. They represent the resources that you have that round. You're going to use those resources to try to repair your ship. Interesting. Definitely going to check it out. I'm sure they'll have it there for demo purposes at the very least. Then we have Sherlock, the game is afoot. 2 to 5 players, track clues, question opponents, become London's greatest detective. Point-to-point movement, deduction, murder mystery. No pictures here. Sherlock, though, I'm a big fan of Sherlock Holmes stuff, so I'll definitely check it out. No release date, but they have a price, so I would. This is like seriously in contention for releasing, like surprise release, right? No release date. Star Trek Into the Unknown, Federation versus Dominion core set. Big Star Trek fan I am. This is from WizKids. Starship battles and immersive story during the onset of the Dominion War. It's just there for a demo because it doesn't come out till the end of the year. These ships look pretty cool. if they come pre-painted like that, that is awesome. I think they probably do. Here's yeah, they do come pre-painted, so that's good. Um, that's a lot of information on that card. Into the Unknown preview kit. Oh, look, it can detach. Enterprise D, that's pretty cool. Jem'Hadar battle cruiser, yeah, definitely gonna be checking this out. Big Star Trek fan I am. New expansion for Hero Quest, definitely gonna be checking this out as well. Demo, maybe they'll have a couple copies to sell, maybe, maybe not. Potentially available only via ticketed events. So I think this was, if you participate in some of their events, you could get a copy of this. Um, just more Hero Quest stuff. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Western Legends Stories. This is a new game set in the Western Legends um, universe. Again, done by Colossal. Build a frontier settlement, overcome challenges, leave your mark. Just demo because it doesn't come out until next year. Are there any pictures of it at all? There are. So here's sort of a map. Uh, got a couple player boards here. Let's see, 6 thrilling episodes, so it's sort of a campaign style game. That's interesting. Um, Build, explore, and carve your legend. Is it cooperative? It does not say. Help a frontier town. Again, I really like Western Legends, so I'm excited about this. Another expansion for Hero Quest. First Light, again, demo. Release date 2024, so maybe this one will actually be there for sale. Just more Hero Quest stuff. Here's the other Heroescape stuff. The Battle for the Wellspring. This is the 2 armies, and I think there's a few terrain tiles with this. But the painted version is 65. The unpainted is 45. Then we have just the terrain set, and this is just um, a few tiles. I think there's no, it's just the jungle tiles, and that's a flat 50. Phase 10 Flip came out this month. Classic set collection game flips out. Uh, I don't really like the original game of this, but this has me interested a little bit. Uses double-sided cards to help you race through the 10 colored base phases. Um, that was one of my big complaints about the original game is it just takes too long. So if this speeds that up, um, then I might check it out. Was there a price listed? There was not. This can't be more than like 10, 15 bucks. So I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Probably picking up a copy to be honest. For my parents, they love the original Phase 10, so this might be something they'd be interested in. But yeah, so that's the 59 titles that I am looking forward to checking out at Gen Con. I'm sure I'm going to find all kinds of other stuff. Um, I'm hoping to maybe possibly find a copy of Burning Banners from Compass Games there. I've seen a lot of play of that going around, and it looks like a lot of fun. Um, I think I want to pick a copy of that up. So hopefully somebody there is selling it. Um, I know that Compass Games is not going to be there, but maybe there's a third party game seller that would have this available, have Burning Banners available. Um, but yeah, again, I'm sure there's going to be other things that I'm going to want to check out. Um, I really want to buy a piece of artwork this year. That's going to be my one goal, to buy a piece of artwork. Yeah, and games. And games. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. looking forward to Gen Con 2024.